Oh, hey YouTube, it's Earl. And I guess it's time for a quick first impressions video for a tobacco that I've had for a couple of months, and I've just been trying to figure out my way to working it into the rotation. But it is Germain's Royal Jersey, their original mixture with Latakia. Let's get to it. Okay guys, so I want this to be a quick first impression. I've already got my bowl loaded and I'm smoking a little bit, and I do that. I know maybe some of you guys would like it to be a true first impression where you see me crack the tin, you get to see me smell it for the first time and give you my first impressions. I think those videos are good. I can tell you that they're incredibly difficult to make because I record lots of footage of me just smoking a pipe and not saying much. So I find that sometimes it's a little bit better if I smoke halfway through a bowl to give you my first impressions of a blend before I hit record. And that's what I've done tonight. So so Germain's Royal Jersey, I think I said that name correct on there. Germain's Royal Jersey original Latakia mixture, a very interesting tin, very classic tin, I should say. Simple artwork. Anyway, when you crack it open, you get their normal, from the look of the tobacco, if you got a Germain's blend and you've had Germain blends or Esoterica blends, you get it's very tightly packed, but nothing too dark there. You know there's some Latakia. You see Virginias, and the tin description, really, there's not much of one. It just says Latakia in Virginia tobaccos with red Cavendish. That's it. As I've been smoking, I know I went to tobacco reviews, and it said there in kind of the top section that it was topped with vanilla. I don't know if that's true or not. I certainly didn't detect it in the tin note when I first opened it, but let me give you my thoughts. Gosh, that tin note, when I first smell it, it was really kind of smells of Margate and soda bed, more and soda bed than Margate. It's got that very just distinctive Germain aroma. Some people describe that as anise. I do not pick that up as anise. There is where I say this reminds me of and soda bed on the tin aroma is because and soda bed, man, it just smelled like Fruity Pebbles to me. And this is almost in that Pembroke vein, where it was very fruity, almost cherry like, and this is a very sweet aroma. And if I had to pick a casing, I'd say, man, that seems like it'd be a fruity cherry type casing. But then there's something on the background that's kind of hits floral. So maybe that's the vanilla side. I don't know if you can see how that might be kind of maybe a perfumed vanilla smell, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's a nice aroma. It's very distinctive for Germain's, or I should say it's got a distinctive Germain aroma to it, but even then still somewhat distinctive, but should remind you of and soda bed if you've had that one. Again, and soda bed, the first time I smelled it, it reminded me of Fruity Pebbles. Anyway, when you pack the bowl, it is a shag cut. And so what does that really mean? It's a ribbon cut that's cut very thinly. And so you just really kind of got to be careful when you're packing your pipe to make sure that you've kind of done your best to, how do I say it, that when you pack it, you've packed it to the right consistency. So I feel like I have to, when I pull a big chunk of tobacco, wants to come with me, and so I kind of have to just thin it out before I stuff it into my pipe, and I find that helps. This being what I would consider to be kind of so from the description, what would I guess this is going into it? It says Virginia tobaccos with Latakia and red Cavendish. Okay, so if it's been Cavendished, it should be a little bit on the sweeter side, kind of like a 965 type thing. That's what it's known for, is its use of Cavendish. Not black Cavendish like United States Cavendish, but European Cavendish, which is probably closer to our flue-cured tobaccos here in the US. But you should be thinking of something a little bit on the sweeter side. This blend is smooth, very smooth. And it's got a good creamy mouthfeel. You can even retrohale without fear of any. Sometimes I can it irritates my nasal passages. Not here at all. It is a very smooth and creamy blend. It does have a touch of sweetness, and there's just something here I can't put my finger on. It just it works. The Latakia is slight, so there's not a ton of it. And so to me, it does not dominate at all. Now, it just says Virginia's Latakia and red Cavendish. The write-up on Tobacco Reviews also mentions Orientals and high-grade Latakia and fine Orientals. Now, that's probably all marketing language, but I would guess that there's a good bit of Orientals here. I'm not as familiar with all the Orientals as I should be, but I feel like it's either Basma or Ying. There's one that starts with a Y. If I try to pronounce it, I'll make an idiot of myself. And I want to say that those two are kind of known to be sweeter Orientals. I could be totally wrong on that. Maybe my memory's completely messed up, but it seems like that's the case. And so I might guess that there's a good bit of Orientals here. I do find maybe a touch of flavors that are reminiscent of Penzance, touch of flavors that are reminiscent of Penzance. I didn't say it tastes like Penzance. But overall, a good, smooth blend. A lot of Kias in the background. But there's just, this is completely unique to me. I can't say that I've had anything that really, this just reminds me of, right off the bat, the flavor of the smoke, because it's just so smooth, it's creamy, it's got plenty of flavor, but it's light. It's a really good blend. I could see myself smoking a lot of this. So that's my first impressions. I'll try and do more research on this and maybe post some more after I've smoked and pondered over this blend a little bit. But guys, that is my first impressions of Germain's Royal Jersey Original Latakia mixture. All right, guys, y'all have a good evening and take care.